Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Tampa Bay Downs here on Saturday. It is the 6th of February 2021. Gonna look at the stakes races on the program from Tampa, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and I mean around the world. Let's get to the stakes action from Tampa here on Sam F. Davis Day. We'll be looking at races 8 through 11. The 8th race, it is the Tampa Bay Stakes, Grade 3, purse $175,000. Race is for, where are we? I lost my train of thought. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 12 horses entered to go to the lawn, the distance of ground of 1,200 meters, or excuse me, 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of mile 16th on the main turf course. 1,700 meters, mile 16th, portable rails at 0 feet, so it's at the true position. And I show the diagram, just gives me a second to look down my notes, just bear with me. Top selection, we're going to go with the number 2 horse here, Admission Office. We'll go 2, 8, 4, 10 in the superfecta, 2, 8, 4, 10 super. That's my top 4 basically, but my top selection is the 2 horse, Admission Office. This 6-year-old horse by point of entry. Julian Leperoux gets them out for Brian Lynch. The horse's most recent outing came in the tropical turf at Gulfstream Park, 1 mile, January 9th. His first start in just over 6 months. He finished 7th by 7.5 lengths there, and he just didn't do a lot of running that day from the inside, and just had nothing. Coming here second off the bench, lesser quality field where he'll see a very good pace to run with. I think he'll run a lot better. 2 back in the Louisville Handicap at Churchill, mile and a half, June the 13th. He won by a head that day, and he was drawn stupidly wide. He sat back early, a great turn of foot, a little drifting late, but he got the job done. It was a good race for him there. And then before that, at Gulfstream, mile 16th in the Sunshine Forever, the horse finished 4th by 3 lengths, a little bit wide. It closed up a little bit. You know, Holiday, who won that day, was a great horse and won on the front end nicely. But this horse ran a decent race there off the bench. And then before that, in the McDermott at Gulfstream, mile 3/8 on the 29th of February, he finished second by a length. He closed up from nowhere, had the lead, and then he got caught by Zula Alpha, who just outgamed him late. But again, I've seen a lot worse races. Cutting back to a mile 16th shouldn't be a problem. He should get a good pace to run with. At 6-1, let's give him a shot. Multi-race scenario, you have to use the 8-horse Eons also. His most recent race here at Tampa wasn't bad at all. He's cutting back in trip, and at 8-1, I think he's in a very live spot. Definitely use him on the pick 5 that begins with this race. But to recap my selection for the 8th from Tampa, it's the Tampa Bay Stakes. Let's take the 2-horse Admission Office. Give kudos to the 8-horse Eons. We'll go 2, 8, 4, 10 in the superfecta, 2, 8 in the multi-race. The 9th event from Gulfstream, it is the Suncoast Stakes, purse $150,000. Race for 3-year-old fillies. We have 10 horses heading to the main dirt track. The distance of ground here of 1 mile and 40 yards. 1 mile, 40 yards. Here in the Suncoast, a local prep race, I guess, for the Florida Oaks? No, that's on turf. I can't remember the dirt race on Tampa Derby Day. But my top selection, I'm going to go with the 7-horse Gulf Coast. We'll go 7-5. 2-4 in the superfecta, 7-5, 2-4 super. Top selection, 7-horse Gulf Coast is 3-0 filled by Union Rags. Julian Leperoux gets the mount for Rudolph Brissett. The horse's most recent outing came New Year's Day at Gulfstream Park, 1 mile in the Cash Run Stakes, and the horse won by half a length there, excuse me. She sat back early, a little bit wide, but when she got the lead, she had the job done. It was a very good run. Coming here to 2 turns for the first time shouldn't be a problem. Can sit close. I think this horse is in a very good spot. 2 back on the 5th of December here at Tampa, 6 furlongs in the Sandpiper. She finished second by 2 lengths. She sat back early, a little bit wide, but was mowing them down late. I thought she had a decent race on a very tough track to sometimes get your foot into. But she showed heart there. And then prior to that, at Indiana on the 10th of November, 6 furlongs, main special weight 31,000. She won by a half length. She started very wide and had a little bit of a troubled trip in the lane, but when she got the lead, she got the job done. With every single race, she's been improving a lot, training well Palm Meadows, a 5-2. She's a very likely winner, along with the number 5 horse here for Eddie Keneally. Most recent race, she placed behind Gulf Coast at Gulfstream, and then before that at Churchill in a 1-turn mile, the horse went very nicely. It took her a little time to break the main, but with every single race, she's been getting better and better. Around 2 turns, she should go up a lot. 7-2 will use her also. But to recap my selection for the 9th from Tampa, it's the Suncoast. Let's use the 7 horse at Gulf Coast. We'll also give kudos to the 5 horse. We'll go 7-5, 2-4 in the superfecta, 7-5 in the multi-race. The 10th race from Gulfstream or Tampa. 10th race, it's in Florida, this track, I think. The 10th race, it is the Endeavour Stakes, Grade 3, purse $175,000. Race for fillies, mares, 4-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 8 horses heading to the lawn again. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, if you want to go by that. Or, in layman's terms, a mile 1/16th on the Tampa turf course. 1,700 meters, a mile 1/16th. My top selection, we're going to go with the number 5 horse here, who is Counterparty Risk. We'll go 5-6-7-2 in the superfecta, 5-6-7-2 super. Top selection of 5 horse Counterparty Risk. This 4-year-old filly by Australia. Jean Velasquez gets the mount for Chad Brown. The horse's most recent outing came at Santa Anita on Boxing Day in the Lady Shamrock, a mile on the lawn. The horse finished second by head, and far out of it early from a stupidly wide poster up, but really closed up well. Just couldn't get there late, but I've seen a lot worse race for this horse. Second off the bench. Not the toughest group of horses in the world. I think this horse could get something going. Two back, the horse ran 20th November here in New York at Aqueduct, mile 16th on the inner lawn, main special weight 80,000, and the horse won by 1/4 lengths. Another race, the horse was drawn stupidly wide throughout, but she got the great turn of foot late closing from the back, and she got the job done. Very, very good race. And then prior to that, sprinting on the lawn at Belmont, 7/8 on the Widener turf course in main special weight. She finished 4th by 3 3/4 lengths there. She was a little bit wide, a little lackadaisical, never really had a good trip. I think she needed the race for experience, but with every single race she's been getting better and better. She's training well at Palm Meadows at 5-2. Let's use her. Your second likeliest winner here is the 6 horse New York Girl. This 4-year filly by New Approach. The North America debut for this horse at Gulfstream on New Year's Eve was a very good race, winning by 1.5 lengths from a starting position. She went very, very easily there. But the race before that in Ireland, she was just facing very tough horses in those Group 1s. Not Group 1 quality horses today. Should get a good turn of foot, and 4-1 will use her. I also like the jockey booking of Junior Alvarado, because he rode a good race on this horse last time out. But to recap my selection for the 10th from Tampa, it is the Grade 3 Endeavour. Let's use the 5 horse Counterparty Risk. Give kudos to the 6 horse New York Girl. We'll go 5-6-7-2 in the superfecta, 5-6 in the multi-race. The featured 11th race now from Tampa, it is the Sam F. Davis Stakes. Grade 3, purse $250,000. Race for 3-year-olds here. 13 horses were entered, but only a dozen could go to the starting gate. The distance of ground is 1,700 meters, or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/16th on the main track. 1,700 meters, mile 16th here in the Sam F. Davis. Local prep race for the Tampa Derby coming up in about 4 weeks' time, 5 weeks' time, something like that. But my top selection, I'm going to take the 3 horse Known Agenda. We'll go 3-5-8-1 in the superfecta, 3-5-8-1 super. Top selection of 3 horse Known Agenda. 3-year-old colt by Curlin. John Velasquez gets them out for Top Pletcher. The horse's most recent outing on the 5th of December here in New York at Aqueduct on the slab, mile Nathan Remsen. It wasn't a recipe for success. The horse finished 3rd by 9 lengths and basically lost all chances at the beginning. I don't think the horse was getting a good handle of the track. Didn't break that well. It was behind the A-ball most of the race and just wasn't really recovering. Second off the bench, hopefully dry track. And sitting closer, I think this horse could really go a long way. The horse should definitely get the trip, and a longer in the future shouldn't be a problem at all. 2 back in the main special weight here at over at Aqueduct, mile 8th of November. The horse won by a head that day. A little bit too wide around the turns, but the horse sat back early, gamed his way up late, and he got the job done. It was a very good run. Keep in mind, 2nd and 3rd place finishers out of that race, both one next stood out. 3rd place finisher Overlook, I believe, is running today in the Withers at Aqueduct, so he's a decent horse, but he won very, very nicely there on the 8th of November. Definitely improvement off the debut, which came at Belmont, 6.5 in the main special weight, 63,000. The horse finished 2nd by 1 3/4 lengths and was just very wide, and the distance was just too short for him. Keep in mind the winner went next start out there, and then prior to but it was still a decent debut. With every single race, he was getting better until the slight subpar in the Remsen, but I blame that on the wet track. Drier track today, he should definitely get the trip. He's been training well at Palm Meadows. We'll give him a shot, 6-1. Your second likeliest winner is this 5 horse Smiley Soba Taka. Probably said that wrong, pardon me. Can't speak English. This 3-year-old gelding, or excuse me, 3-year-old colt by Brody's Cause is Ontario bred, so you'll probably see him in the Queen's Plate later this summer. But Daniel Centeno gets them out. Most recent race in the Kentucky Jockey Club, the horse sat on the front and early on, had the lead, and looked like he was going to win, but then he got caught late. What can you do? He has to slow it down, but the race before Keeneland was very nicely run, and the debut at Ellis wasn't half bad at all. He's training very, very well at Gulfstream. Most recent workout was 46-4, so he's I think he's rearing to go at 3-1. Let's use him on the multis, see if he could steal it on the front end. But I do prefer that known agenda before him. But to recap my selections now for the 11th from Tampa, it's the grade 3 Sam F. Davis. Let's use the 3-horse known agenda as a top selection. We'll give kudos to the 5-horse. We'll go 3-5-8-1 in the superfecta, 3-5 in the multi-race. So good luck to all, and please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5. Good luck, everybody.